What's going on, guys? This is Travis here, and today, apologies for the dog. He may be coming in and out. Don't worry about that. Anyway, today I'm bringing you PPL Week 5 Team Builder. So, PPL is the Pokemon Premier League. Links to their Twitter and YouTube and public spreadsheet will be down in the description. I recommend if you want to keep up with how the league is going to go check out all of those. Essentially, like all the other leagues that are around, GBA, TBU, UCL, there are a lot. World Pokemon Federation, I'm making a new one. Shameless plug, Pokemon Auction League, check it out. Anyway, it's a typical Pokemon league with a draft system, etc. And yeah, I'm a part of it as the manager of the North Melbourne Kangaskhans. And this week our opponent is ShroomRaver, but before I get into that analysis too much, it's going to take a quick look at the league table. Again, no MVP race because I'm doing this after literally everyone else has done their Week 5 battle. So this is the league table after Week 4, sitting in 4th, which is nice. Not really much else to say. We need to win a lot of games. Schady and Sam played this week. They've already played and already uploaded that battle, so you should go check that out. And yeah, I won't spoil any here if you haven't, but they played, so at least one team is no longer undefeated. And yeah, we need to use this week to try and catch up to them, because they're a long way ahead. I'd also like to quickly apologise for how late this battle is. Sam and Shroom, who played last week, actually didn't battle for a very, very long time. I think until about Sunday last week, my time, maybe even Monday. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember, but it basically meant that I didn't feel like I could try and make Shroom team build and play before he played Sam, and then the PPL decided we were going to have a week off anyway because people were really struggling with uploads and stuff, so we had a week off to help people catch up. And it just so happened that that was this week, so this is going to be exactly 1 week late, but everyone else is having a week off, so it's kind of fine. I'm still on track. And yeah, I apologize for not uploading an update about that or anything, but I'm kind of pressed for time with uni and things, so I'm just going to keep doing the uploads that I have to for PPL. Now that all of that crap is out of the way, I can show you Shroom's team. So he is the coach of the Parasect Germain, who are the reigning champions of the PPL. They went 9-2 last season and won the Community Shield on against Troy. So very, very, very good battler. And his team, at least parts of it, are extremely scary for mine. So, as you can see on the screen, he has probably the best Dragonfrey Steel Core in the league with Latias, Sylveon, and Mega Scizor, followed by Crocodile, which is spooky, Jellicent, Blaziken, Blaziken only, mind you, so no speed boost, Weezing, Tornadus Incarnate, Electabuzz, Armaldo, and Noctowl. He didn't used to have Armaldo, he used to have, I believe it was Tangrowth. I think that was all the changes he made. I can't remember if there was something else. I think that was just it. If there was another change, then I apologize. But anyway, I'm looking through that team as my team prep has essentially turned into, since about week 2, is look at Emboar, look at what they have for Emboar, bring Emboar. And look at how, so basically, can I kill everything on their team with 4 moves? And by kill I mean 2 a KO, or do over half in general is good. Which yeah, I guess 2 a KO. Anyway, this Emboar set does a minimum of 60% to everything on his team. That's basically it. Brave, Life Orb, Emboar with the moves. I'm just gonna move OBS so I can see them. Flare Blitz, Sucker Punch, Hammer Arm, and Head Smash. Max HP, max attack, 4 in defense, and as I mentioned Brave, which is plus attack minus speed, and no IVs in speed. Can you see where I'm going with this Emboar? Basically, here to hit shit really, really hard. And yeah, Reckless, obviously, because it hits really hard. Now, I did consider having Wild Charge for Jellicent, but a physically defensive Jellicent still takes about 60% from Head Smash, so I didn't need to worry about it. And yeah, nothing on his team switches into those 4 moves. You might think you have the switching because you want to be expecting Life Orb, but no. Obviously, with that set, I'm going to be taking fuck tons of recoil, which is part of why I'm running max HP, but also part of why I have a couple moves on Dino that you'll see. Yeah, he has no switchings for this set. Aim is to get up Trick Room, kill some shit, get up Trick Room again, Healing Wish, kill some shit. So, yeah, basically this was one of the first things I had on my team. One of the next things I added was Trick Room or Dino. With Trick Room and Healing Wish, and then Wish and Dazzling Gleam just to keep itself healthy, potentially pass off some wishes to other things that need healing up. Trick Room obviously for the massive Emball sweep. Healing Wish so I can go for Trick Room, outslow everything on his team, so Dino will go first. Go for Healing Wish so I get a free switch into Emball. Then fuck shit up, because that's what Emball does. Wish, yeah, like I said, to keep other things healthy. I have a lot of mons on my team this week that don't have recovery that I need to keep healthy, so that's why I have Wish. And, you know, Dino likes it. And then Dazzling Gleam, just, you know, I can hit Crocodile. This is my main checked Crocodile. I considered bringing Tangrowth, but it didn't really do anything else particularly well, and he could run Sludge Bomb anyway, so, yeah, Sludge Bomb Crocodile is a thing. Thanks to OnesieBanette for saying that that might be a thing as well. Trick Room, Healing Wish, Wish, Dazzling Gleam, it hits things. The EV spread is essentially the maximum defense that would make a difference to anything. So like that defensive spread, if I put all the rest into defense, didn't change anything. Whereas with the Spadef, I can take hits from Jellicent a tiny bit better. Also Electabuzz a tiny bit better. So with that, and then no IVs in attack or speed because, you know, if you get the Hurricane Confusion, I don't want to hit myself for too much damage. And if he brings Armaldo, I want to be able to outslow it. That's the other thing with the Emball set. I did check an uninvested Armaldo with 31 IVs in speed will be 2 points faster than my Emball, so there's that. Yeah, fairly standard Ordino. Not much else to say about it. Next one was another one that I thought could really run through his team and do a lot of damage, and that is Thunderous. With Psychic, U-Turn, Thunder Punch, and Incinerate. So Psychic is basically for Weezing. It also hits Blaziken, which is nice. U-Turn because Crocodile and Latias are his two most likely switches into Thunderous. You could also bring Sylveon, which is like a Thunder Punch, rather than Volt Switch, because Sylveon is incredibly specially bulky, and even if it runs physically defensive, Thunder Punch does more than any special move, even if I run like max special attack. So I'm running Defiant because if it brings Rapid Spin or Armaldo, then I can deal with it. If it brings a Defogger and goes for Defog, then I can potentially get +2 and start destroying things. And yeah, that should be fun. I have 4 on HP just to get it to odd, max attack, max speed Jolly. This is just so I can outspeed max speed Latias if I need to. Also means that I outspeed Tornadus if it's not max speed, and speed tie if it is. And I can generally do more to it than it can to me, but, you know, would like to not have to risk a speed tie, but it might come down to it. Yeah, it's just a good mon to have this week. It kind of hits his entire team really, really hard. The other thing it doesn't hit is a physically defensive Sylveon, but I have ways to deal with Sylveon if it's physically defensive, and like I can always just click U-turn, get initiative, go into my, you know, Coolfish or Ectodrill or Embor or something and scare it out. So there's that. Yeah, U-turn over Volt Switch because it also hits Crook and Latias, which is really, really fun. I originally had Knockoff on there, but changed it to Psychic because Weezing was a problem. Yeah, that's it. Quick thing now, because I have been talking about the changes I made to team building. Most of those were due to talking to Alex, OnesieBanette, who I played last week? Week before? Last week. Can't remember. Played him recently. And also, who else did I talk about? Ruby Marrow, I believe? Can't remember. Anyway, I'll leave links in the description to everyone who I generally talk to about team building. And also all the coaches are down there anyway, just by default. So, yeah. Changed it for Psychic because Weezing is a problem. Even with a Jolly nature, Psychic 2 it carries a Spadef Weezing. Not Assault Vest, but especially defensive. And Incinerate 2 it carries especially defensive Mega Sizzle. So, yeah. decided to run Jolly, don't need to risk my defenses, so I can potentially take a hit from something like Crocodile if I need to. And yeah. Next one was basically I was looking at my team, and Latias could be a bit of a problem. Like, I do have an Ordino, but like it doesn't really want to switch in most of the time because it's an Ordino, and I can't really do much back because it's Dazzling Gleam, and if it brings Calm Mind, it's Saddle Fodder. I also wanted something to hit Jellicent really fucking hard just because I can, and I also wanted Rocks, so I was like, well, Tyranitar does all of those things. So it's Stealth Rock, Surf, Crunch, and Rock Slide with a very, very weird EV spread. So 204 HP, max attack, 28 in defense, 4 in special attack, 20 in speed, and a lonely nature. Now what the fuck is going on here, you might say? So the HP investment gets me over 200, which is a nice benchmark. That's kind of more coincidental. Max attack with a plus attack nature because I just wanted to hit things as hard as possible. I then put lonely nature because I wanted to run Surf, and with Adamant or Jolly or whatever, it didn't do enough to Crocodile or Blaziken to the point where it was worth running it. With the 4 EVs in special attack, I believe the roll went from like a 30% chance to 2-hit KO Crocodile to an 80% chance to 2-hit KO Crocodile. So there's that. If I get this thing in under Trick Room, I can actually kill it that way. Then I have Crunch, because I just want to hit things. Oh yeah, leftover EVs I put into defense to bring it back up to a decent amount so I could take physical fighting hits. Yeah, Crunch just to hit the things that are weak to Crunch. Rock Slide primarily for Tornadus. It also hits Armaldo. Also good neutral coverage on a lot of things. Surf is just for Crocodile and Blaziken, as I mentioned. So I don't want them getting free switches. And anything else I need to say about this set? Oh yeah, Chopper Berry. I won't leave a hit from Blaziken regardless. I won't leave an Earthquake from Crocodile, but I can potentially leave HP Fightings from Latias quite easily. I can also take a Superpower from Tornadus, because if he does bring it, this is going to be my switch in basically, so I can take a Superpower or a Focus Blast quite easily and Oko that thing with a Rock Slide. I don't need Stone Edge for power this week, so I'm just going on Rock Slide because I don't want to miss. 20 in speed is basically because he has a lot of base 60s. He has Sylveon, Jellicent, Weezing, I think that's it for base 60s. But I wanted to kind of speed creep if he tried to speed creep a min speed Tyranitar. The EVs didn't help particularly much anywhere else, so yeah, that hopefully works out. If you didn't run speed investment on those things, then oh well, but it'd be nice to know that I will outspeed a Jellicent even if he tries to speed creep me. Not sure how, if you will, but yeah, just there in case. Now, looking at my team thus far, I have nothing for Spec Sylveon. And even, so Tyranitar basically deals with Latias, but it's nice to have multiple checks, and one of my other checks is Excadrill. So this set takes, I believe, 35% max from a Spec Sylveon. It can tank hits from Latias fairly well, it can tank hits from Weezing fairly well. It can also be my primary switch in into Electabuzz, because I believe a modest Focus Blast will not 2-hit KO unless he runs Life Orb or Expert Belt. So if he's like Scarfed, then I can switch in freely on Electabuzz without worrying, because I obviously block Assault Switch and can fire off EQs. So I have an Assault Vest, Excadrill with Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Iron Head, and Rock Slide. With Mold Breaker, because he does have a Weezing, so this can destroy its life, basically. Earthquake also just hits lots of things fairly hard. It's also nice to not have to rely on Iron Head to hit Latias, so this Earthquake just hits both of them fairly well. Rapid Spin because I wanted hazard removal, Iron Head because Sylveon, and Rock Slide because Tornadus, essentially. And there wasn't really any other coverage move that I needed to hit anything. Like, I could run Shadow Claw for Jellicent, but it does a tiny bit more than Earthquake, so there's no real point. I have Max Attack, Adamant, with 84 in Spadef and 172 in Speed. So this speed investment is enough to outspeed Scizor before it Mega Evolves, and it's also enough to outspeed the speed investment I'm expecting from Scizor. Because I'm expecting him to have Aerial Ace to be able to hit my Emboar, because otherwise Emboar can take any hit he wants and fire off massive fucking hits and destroy his team. So I'm expecting him to bring Aerial Ace, and I'm expecting him to try and outspeed. This is enough speed to outspeed Emboar by 2 points, which will hopefully outspeed the Scizor. Does that make sense? Basically, I want to run some speed investment so I didn't get bopped by a superpower from Scizor, and then put the rest into Spadef, because with an Assault Vest, Spadef investment is a lot better to be able to take those hits. Obviously still can't take physical hits particularly well, but I didn't need to. I had an Ordino to take physical hits already from Lucy's attackers. The Ordino spread, by the way, is not too carried by Adamant Life Orb Blaziken, so that's fun. So I can stall it out essentially with Push Protect. It also takes negligible damage from lots of his physical attackers like Crocodile, etc. But 1-1, which can basically destroy me if I lose Thunderous at least, is Mega Scizor. So if he runs like Aerial Ace, Iron Head, and Superpower with Swords Dance or Agility, I potentially just lose to it with the ones I have thus far. I mean, Thunderous can take the hits, but it's not particularly bulky, and if he gets up in Agility, for example, I'm not going to enjoy taking Bug Bites or whatever he decides to run. He can't really run anything to hit Thunderous, but I didn't want to bring bulky Thunderous because I wanted that speed to outspeed things. Blaziken is also potentially a bit of a problem because if he runs High Jump Kick, then he will 2-kill Ordino anyway, and nothing else on my team switches in at all. Like, Fighting Coverage destroys Excadrill and Cheetah, Fighting Coverage will kill Emboar, and Flare Blitz will kill Thunderous. So I needed a mon for both of those, and one mon which completely hardwalls Blaziken and Mega Scizor, two of the spookiest threats on my opponent's team, is Quillfish. Yes, I'm bringing Quillfish again because this thing is fucking amazing in this matchup. So fully physically defensive, so max HP, max defense, with a bold nature, 4 and super def, with Scald, Taunt, Haze, and Toxic Spikes. So this set takes nothing from Scizor, essentially, and I can get Recovery with Black Sludge. I can also get Wishes from Ordino, because he's potentially going to be switching Scizor on Ordino. I can Wish Up, go into this, etc. Scald, even though it has only 55 base attack, Scald is just to get burns. I don't want to like pray for hacks, but I'm not going to complain if I get a burn on a physical attacker. It still does enough to Crocodile where it doesn't want to switch in. And if I get burns on anything, it's just good. There wasn't really any point running Waterfall because I wasn't going to outspeed and say a lot of things anyway, so it's more just Scald on a switch and hope for a burn. I can't break a sub on a bulky Scizor with either Scald or Waterfall, so decide not to try and bother. Instead, I'm running Taunt. Taunt is basically trying to stop things setting up on me, and that is Jellicent. I can taunt it, stop it from going for a cover, Will-O-Wisp. I can taunt Sylveon, stop it from wishing, Carminding, etc. I can taunt Wheezing, stop it setting up T-Spikes, stop it Will-O-Wisping things. What else is there to taunt? I mean, Mega Scizor for SD, Baton Pass shenanigans, or Agility, or what else I want to go for? Roost to Fog, I can stop it from doing that. Haze is in case I fuck up and let something get set up, so if Sylveon has 2 Carmines up already, I can haze it. Same thing with Scizor, if it gets to, +2, +4 with Swords Dance, I can haze it, and it's no longer a problem. Yeah, it's just good. And then Toxic Spikes, because I didn't particularly need any other move. Like, I could run Poison Coverage for Sylveon, but I can just switch into Excadrill on it and destroy it with an Iron Head. So I decided to put Toxic Spikes on there because I wanted to be able to poison Crocodile mainly, because I don't have any other form of recovery on the leftovers. So if I get it poisoned, it gets worn down really, really quickly, and if it brings a bulky one, that means you can't switch in on things too much. If it brings an offensive one, particularly if it's like Life Orb or something, it means shit tons of recoil every turn. I also wanted Toxic Spikes to be able to hit the Jellicent, Sylveon, basically everything that's grounded on his team, Toxic Spikes is maxed for, except for Scizor. And better than Spikes, because, Spikes get some chip damage on entry, but I wanted those things poisoned, and I don't have any other status on my team. So I opted to go for Toxic Spikes. I know he has Latias and Scizor, which can both defog without taking the poison, but that's why I have a Defiant Thunderous, which can which can Oko Latias at +2 and do a lot of damage to Scizor. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, so Toxic Spikes is partly there just to try and force him to defog so I can switch into Thunderous and start fucking everything up. That's basically it. That's the team. I'm kind of nervous, like really nervous, because it's Shroom and he's really good, as evidenced by the fact that he freaking won last season. But I feel fairly confident in this team. There isn't anything that's particularly a huge threat. Like, I did look at Noctowl. It's not coming this match. Like, literally the only thing on my team that is mildly worried about Noctowl is Ordino, and I'll just set up a Trick Room and go into Embor on it, so don't see him bring Noctowl. Armaldo could come because it does hit my Regenerator Core, but he already has Sizzle for that, and Ordino deals with it anyway. I also have, like, I don't think I'll bring it because it's just too slow, and even with a Scarf it won't outspeed Thundurus or Latios, etc. Obviously Latias I have things for, Electabuzz I have things for, in Ordino and Excadrill mainly. Yeah, I feel like I have something for everything on his team, which is good. So even though Shroom is super duper scary, I think I have a fairly good matchup this week, so hopefully that all works out okay. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. By the way, everything where it has 0 reason to attack assume is because I was hoping for no hurricane confusions. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next upload, which will be the battle for this, so yeah, bye.